Hello everyone and welcome to the Green Economy, where we discover the latest innovations, technologies and solutions available to help you and your business transition into a green future. Every day, groundbreaking new technologies are developed to help us expedite our transition to a more sustainable society. We'll be looking at these new innovations and how they can help your company adapt to the changing environment of the green economy. It has never been more important to start preparing your green shift today, as more and more people choose to support only sustainable organisations. This month we will be exploring the future of food and how innovative solutions are changing the way we think about consumption. Today we are chatting with three vastly different guests who are all innovators in their own niche. From the way we think about our daily morning coffee to how our food gets delivered, and the end-of-life solutions finding its way back to our farms. First up today, we'll be talking with Catherine and Anya from Good Eddie, who are serving your morning drinks in a cookie. Welcome to the Green Economy, Catherine and Anya. It's great to have you with us. So, first thing I'm sure we all want to know, what's the story behind your company?
Sure. So Catherine and I we have a background in food processing and packaging, and for many years we have been working in the packaging industry. One of the things that you realize in the packaging industry is how packaging and packaging material is very important as part of every business and people's day-to-day life, but it can create a lot of waste when it is not designed correctly and properly, and it can create a lot of challenges for waste management system and ultimately a lot of negative impact on the environment. Both of us wanted to do something that has a bigger impact, and we used to chat about it all the time. And one of the days we said how amazing it would be if we can minimize waste in coffee industry. So the first thing that we did was doing a lot of research, and unfortunately the numbers that we found was quite overwhelming. We found in Australia we are disposing of 1 billion cups, and 90% of this goes to landfill. And when we look at the options in the market, majority of them are lined with plastic, so they are not recyclable. The compostable one or biodegradable one, they are very, very difficult to manage them. And of course we have the reusable cups, which are not convenient. So we decided to do something about it, and we wanted to have a solution that is truly sustainable, it is waste-free, and it's very convenient. And after doing a lot of thinking and researching, we concluded that it should be something that is you can basically eat. So it's like an apple and banana. When you eat it, it disappears in a few seconds, and when you're disposing it, it breaks that naturally. So that's how the idea of edible cup was born.
Beautiful, love it. So what is the innovation process behind the product? I imagine there would have been a lot of trial and error with such a unique design.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So we first we came with the idea, and that was almost the easy part now that we look back. So we did a lot of research to get to that point, to decide on the edible cup, and then we thought, well, we've got to try and see if this is actually going to work. So we wanted to do some kitchen trials, so we had to get some sort of equipment that we could use in the kitchen at home to try this out, and we found like a waffle cup maker that's like a toasty machine, and we tried lots and lots and lots of different recipes and trialing all these different ingredients and combinations, and we after many hours, and many leaking cups as well, we got to a recipe that we could put our coffee in and that it would hold the liquid, and there we had it. We knew that this was going to be a concept that was going to be able to work.
Beautiful, love it. Now, do you think this formula of edible goods could be applied to other products?
Absolutely. So when we think about packaging, it's what it needs to do and what it needs to serve. So there are so many applications for packaging that they don't need to last long. Like if we have a packaging material that, it's just very quick use, like exactly like a coffee cup or takeaway cartons or packaging material, this concept that we have can be really easily applied to it, and it's just rethinking the packaging. They can do more than but just like keeping food or any other goods in it for a very, very short amount of time and end up in landfill. So absolutely there's huge opportunity to expand it to other applications.
And where can people try this amazing product of yours?
So we are in 5 states now in Australia, but in Victoria or in Melbourne, we are in a few different cafes. So Puzzle Coffee in CBD, Veneziano in Richmond. We have a cafe, Hello Sailor in Hawthorne, and Soul and Soul in Carlton. And we are expanding more and more to different cafes. We also sell our product online, so www.good-edi.com. So people can go to our website and buy it as a gift pack if they want to consume it at home.
Perfect. I'm sure you get a lot of orders after this.
Great.
What are your plans for the future? Where are you taking this?
So we've got huge plans for Good Eating. This first stage, the last year, we've wanted to test the market. So we started here in Australia with a small production, and we really wanted to see that the market would like our product and that people would want to buy it. And we found it's been an overwhelmingly positive response, which is amazing. So we've got in, cafes, corporates, events, and also just consumers that are so excited about the cup. So that's given us a real confidence that we can grow and expand, and our next step is going to be scaling up our production. So we really want to expand across Australia and then start to look at other markets in the world as well to really boost that impact. We want to make the biggest impact that we can and try and rid the world of disposable cups altogether.
Love the mission. We look forward to watching your plans closely unfold.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for being on today.
No worries.
Now, how many of you prefer to have your food delivered to your door rather than face the crowded supermarkets? Our next guests have created the perfect model for plastic-free food delivery. Please welcome Abhishek and Natalia from Circle.
So, welcome to the Green Economy, Natalia and Abhishek. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having us.
So every innovation has a remarkable story. What's been your journey so far?
Yeah, well, that's quite interesting. So when we first started, we wanted to solve a big problem, and we started with the waste problem. So we went and spoke out to a lot of different industries and a lot of different companies, which then told us the different problems that we had. So we found that like the industrial sector is a bit more organized, but the main contributor was the household waste. And that's how we started looking into it. But the whole problem by itself was very large to solve by just one person, because it needs a collaboration of a lot of different people from here. So we started looking into the breakdown of stuff, like where the problem was originating from. So we found that food packaging and food waste is like the biggest contributor of all that waste. So that's what we started looking at, and from there we saw that there are people who want to do a lot of things, who want to change their lifestyle, but the solutions that there are either not enough or they're not convenient for them. So we thought, all right, how do we bring this convenience to our customers? And that's where the business generated from. So we just want to bring convenient solutions to our customers so they can sit at their home, order from their doorstep, and be a part of this zero waste revolution that's now going on. So I think that's our story.
Yeah, but also we want to curate a relationship with suppliers. So many of us don't know where our food is coming from, if it's grown sustainable, if the people that is producing the food is being well paid. So that's another part of our solution. We want to help them to make those conscious decisions because, of course, in a busy world, you don't have time to go through all that, and on top of that, recycle. And we found out that even though some people take the time to put the soft plastics and take it to the supermarkets and then use the bin, that only 9% ever gets recycled, and it's very confusing as well. Every city council have different rules for recycling, so we just want to take away that responsibility and ensure a system that is sustainable from the beginning.
Lovely. Now you touched on your suppliers there briefly. I assume you hold your suppliers to high standards of what they offer as well.
Yes, so we're currently working with suppliers that ideally have a zero waste solution from the beginning. So for example, the coffee supplier, he has a 5 kilogram tin, and we take that up to our place, and that's how we deliver the coffee instead of just buying already packaged coffee, because then we're not solving the problem from the beginning of the supply chain. But also, as I was mentioned, we want to have suppliers with sustainable, organic, fair trade certifications, and if they don't have it but they're willing to do it, we want to work with them and help them, because the idea is that all together get there, and not just don't work with people that maybe don't have it, but if they have the intention, then we definitely work with them.
Great. We love to hear that. I'm sure that's one thing many of our customers has thought about as well. Your system that you're perfecting now, do you see this as the future of food delivery globally?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, definitely, this is a much-needed solution, and in an ideal world, everyone will be buying their groceries like that. But I think this is something that's still developing, and we are working towards that. So we want more people to adopt this sort of lifestyle, and they start trying to at least do something towards zero waste. And that's how, by a little bit efforts from everyone, I think that's where we can make this a global system of food delivery as well.
So, what are your plans for expansion? This is a much-needed system everywhere.
Yes, at the moment we're servicing southern east suburbs, but we're planning to expand, of course, across all Melbourne, and then essentially reach all the customers that are willing to do something for the environment, something for their health. But of course we want to reach people who maybe don't have the information and they don't see the problem. We want to tell them what the problem is and have a much bigger customer database. But also in terms of suppliers, of course, it's difficult to have everything as the supermarket, so every product. So we're trying to see what products will fit in this solution, what the customers want. We have change in demographics. We have a new generation that is looking into plant-based solutions. So that's something that we want to consider as part of our expansion, just deliver what they want and what makes sense with our idea.
We look forward to watching you grow.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you.
Finally, today we are exploring the circular economy of food and how your food scraps end up growing your next meal. Green eco technologies have designed the perfect system for food recycling. Welcome to the green economy, Rowan and Jason.
Welcome to the Green Economy, Rowan and Jason. It's great to have you with us. So tell us, what exactly is it your company does?
Okay, Green Eco Technologies, we're a technology development company. We develop and now manufacture a system called the Waste Master, and that is our primary product. And the Waste Master is about taking food waste and not disposing of it, but recycling it into a usable product that's beneficial to the community, and also lowering the carbon footprint of the organisations that use the Waste Master. And we've taken that product and we promote it and place it in all around the world to help reduce the economic and environmental burden of food waste.
So industries such as healthcare, hospitality, mining, correctional services is sort of and shopping centres are our primary targets.
How is international trade looking for you in a post-COVID world?
Yeah, it's been interesting. It's been busy, really busy. We had pre-COVID, we had been sending units to the UAE, in Dubai, and in particular, and the UK. But we've now got interest all around different regions of the globe. Specifically, we're opening office in Singapore in May. We've got strong interest from further interest from the US. We have a few units in the US, but the US and Canada, we've got strong interest. We've got units currently in Chile, but we've got interest now from Colombia, Peru, for us to open there. We've had interest from Thailand, Indonesia. So yeah, it's getting busy. Our manufacturing plant here in Australia is working double time to churn out some units so that we can get over to those regions. So we fully expect to be doing a lot more export of Australian manufactured goods and helping other countries recycle their food waste in the very short term.
I hear a lot about manufacturing in Australia these days. How's that going for you?
Surprisingly well. So we do all our manufacturing now. So since COVID, we do all of it in regional Australia, so Albury in New South Wales. And the interesting point about the manufacturing is that 84% of the componentry is locally sourced, and it's really good story for that regional area because it's supplying 10 to 15 other businesses who are supplying all, whether it be all the press metal or the drum or the mild steel or the electrical componentry. So it's a fantastic story that we'd like to spread even more and put the name on the map.
And we're very committed to supporting Australian manufacturing ongoing, and it's a key part of our organisation and our ethos.
That's lovely to hear. What is the process behind the innovation of your technology?
Yeah, so with the development, we saw a niche in the marketplace where there wasn't technology to process the food waste or reduce the food waste at a lower temperature. So most of the technology out there was using either a lot of water, drinkable water, or using high heat. And so our technology allows us to process that food waste at a lower temperature and we reduce by up to 80% using some proprietary technology, which we call the Myra.
So the Myra system that Rowan mentioned, it basically uses the ambient air that surrounds all of us, and we take the oxygen molecules in the air and we supercharge those molecules, which are then able to interact with the food waste at a cellular level. That interaction creates a hydroxyl radical that vaporizes the cellular moisture, hence breaking down the actual physical structures of the food waste and removing all the moisture. At the same time, that hydroxyl radical also destroys all pathogens and bacteria, rendering our end product not only reduced in weight and volume, but now pathogen-free and safe for us to handle and to be around, and it's inert, so it can be easily stored and easily transported. So we're turning food waste that would normally go into landfill now into a valuable product that can be used for numerous things, including creating green energy, soil improvement via fertiliser, and working with the Australian Research Council, looking to use it in animal and aquaculture feed and protein harvesting.
Lots of plans then.
Lots of plans.
So food and organics recycling is a much needed solution today as well. What is the economic value of this niche you've tapped here?
So initially, the economic value is we're able to significantly reduce the costs for organisations on their waste disposal. Most food waste today is disposed of. Part of our mission is to help organisations not dispose of their food waste, but actually recycle that food waste and harness the value that's in the food waste. I mean, we as humans eat food because it's high in energy and it's high in nutrients. Food waste is the same. It's also high in nutrients and energy, and at the moment, most of that goes to landfill. The challenge for all of us, and the challenge that we've taken up, is to how do we take that food waste that is very valuable, but is also breaking down, creating odours, and I guess losing value by the minute. How do we take that and turn that into something of value? And that's where the Waste Master comes in, by being able to process that food waste and put it in a format that can be, as I mentioned, easily stored, easily transported, and easily reutilised as and when it's needed. The value from not only saving money, but that end value of turning it into another valuable product is something that we continue to work on, the valorisation of that end product, to try and find the highest value possible. But even today, in terms of turning it into green energy or fertiliser for the communities, or other good stuff, is
So following on from what Jason was saying, not only for the end user, it's all we know that the landfill's running out, and we know that there's mandates coming through from the authorities, from whether it be federally or state, that the land levies are continuing to rise. Here in Victoria, we know there's another rise happening in July of 19%. So from a commercial sense, where it will make sense for the organisations where we install a Waste Master, but more importantly for them, because sustainability is a real key topic at the moment, and a lot of organisations are now having certain pillars. Here in Australia, there's sustainability managers, environment managers now starting to come in play. They need the reporting. And so by implementing a Waste Master, we're able to demonstrate what the greenhouse gas emissions reduction they are achieving by implementing a Waste Master, not sending their food waste to landfill.
And at the end of the day, food waste is one of the biggest contributors to greenhouse gases globally. We couldn't tomorrow say, let's stop driving our cars, because we don't have other viable solutions right now. But in terms of food waste going to landfill, there's no reason we can't mandate and stop that immediately, because there are other solutions, one of which is our Waste Master, that can process food waste into a valuable end product, but most importantly can stop all those greenhouse gases being generated by the food waste.
Perfect solution, a perfect implementation of circular economy in action. Perfect. So where do you see your company heading in the future? Is there any new amazing technology coming out?
Not new amazing technology, but what we are doing is significantly refining, and it's not officially announced, but we're releasing a new version of our current Waste Master in July. So we've got multiple different size units that will be being released, but also we're refining the system we've got. And there's a number of things. So we've been exporting our units, which are all made here in Australia. We've been exporting some of them to the Middle East. At the moment, all the water vapour that we release from the food waste goes to the atmosphere. But in the Middle East, where water is pretty scarce, we're looking at options to capture that moisture, which can be reused for things simply as watering gardens at the hotels or hospitals where we're operating. So some, I guess, extra add-on technologies to our core unit is what we're working on, as well as different size systems. And there's some other stuff that I can't really talk about with some government agencies where we're looking to build specific units custom built for specific applications, which is
and
exciting.
just not food waste. We're not just targeted for food waste, but there's a lot of organic waste out there that we could be advantageous for increasing the value, as Jason was mentioning earlier, not just disposing of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great point, Rowan. We've just installed, just this week, a unit at the largest regional horse racing track in Australia, and they're processing the bedding and the manure from the horses through the Wastemaster. Now, prior to today, that was all going to landfill, some 40 tonnes a week. And that's just one stable. That's the first of hopefully many. But yeah, there's other opportunities using the technology for other products.
That's brilliant. Well, that's exactly what we need in this world, and we wish you all the best success and hope to see you take on the world.
Excellent. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thanks for your time. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning into the green economy. We hope you picked up something interesting. See you all next time.